Drill instructors, drill sergeants of Reddit. What's the funniest thing you've seen a recruit do that you couldn't laugh at? A pair of battle buddies were late to formation. Everyone was lined up waiting for them to get dressed, and they ran down about 3 seconds apart from each other, which was a big mistake. First one runs out. Drill screams, "Freeze motherfucker, aren't you supposed to have someone with you?" And without skipping a beat the private replied, "The force is always with me, Drill SGT." After thinking about it for a sec, he told the private to shut up and fall in line. His buddy, meanwhile, had made his way outside and was trying, poorly, to sneak into line. Drill SGT sees a private sneaking. "Well, now hold on a fucking second. Who's this fucking big shot over here walking around like he owns the place? You the new top? You think you're special?" Private: "No, Drill SGT, I'm the force." I got a couple, one on topic and one random funny thing that happened in BMT. Week 1, when we were being told how to stand at parade rest, your feet are supposed to be 12 inches apart measured at the inside of your heels, with your toes turned 45 degrees outward. When the fuck up in the flight had his feet too close together, about 6 inches, the MTI came up and said, "Damn, trainee, if she's telling you that's 12 inches, she's fucking lying." When we went for chow, sometimes we'd get pulled from the line and grilled on our study questions. Shit you had to memorize, like the chain of command, rank insignia, correct uniform wear, etc. One guy was really good. He had the whole thing memorized front to back on the first day. The MTIs tried, but they couldn't fault him. So my MTI asked him, "Alright, smartus, what's the rank insignia of Captain Crunch?" "Sir, the rank insignia of Captain Crunch is 2 crunch berries connected." Ex-military here. During 8 a guy was walking through the bay back to his footlocker. Drill sergeant runs up the stairs and catches him. He had been late for roll call earlier, and immediately began making him side straddle hop, aka jumping jacks. Towel comes off and hilarity ensues. "DS, what's wrong with your privates? Private, looking like some Franks and beans. What is that, a birth defect?" Guy, face turning red as his junk flings in the air. The ladies love it. Drill sergeant, whole bay erupts into laughter. DS, turns to go back downstairs holding back a wry smile. "Hot dog in a hallway." Private, "Hot dog in a hallway." First time I had heard that expression. Bahahaha, you just reminded me of a breakfast one morning. Navy boot camp. I made myself a deviled egg using a hard-boiled, a packet of mayo and one of mustard. Petty officer walked by, saw it on my tray, and froze. Recruit: "What the hell is that?" "It's a deviled egg, petty officer." "Where the hell did you get a deviled egg?" "I made it, petty officer." "Goddamn it, recruit, that's the best fucking idea I've ever seen. Carry on." "Yes, petty officer." At boot, it was taps out and one of the RDCs show up and was doing a walkthrough. It was just before lights out. He was going through the head and then a loud scream. "Oh my god, he is jerking off." "Get your fucking dick out of your hand and out of my sight." "Why the fuck is your dick staring at me, recruit?" Taps didn't happen as scheduled and I still talk to this guy years later. Also my bunkmate laughed my ass off. Had a soldier one time stop doing mountain climbers while we were being smoked as a platoon. DS came up and squatted down, yelling in his face why he stopped. Recruit yelled back, "This soldier has made it to the top of the mountain, drill sergeant." Dude just walked away trying not to break with laughter. Not a DS but went to army basic. I was in the chow line nut about looking at the back of the guy's head in front of me. All of a sudden I can feel one of my drill sergeants breathing on me over the separation wall and he yells, Shia LaBeouf, WHO is your daddy, to which I responded you are drill sergeant. My other DS sprints over and says oh yeah what does that make me then? And all I thought to say was my mommy drill sergeant. Every DS in the chow hall was dying and I got the dog shit smoked out of me outside. Not my story, it was told to me by a Marine back in high school when I was in JROTC. He said back when he was in boot camp, his group was told they were going to be watching a movie that day. Apparently someone in charge had said to give his group a break that day, and they were to watch Full Metal Jacket. The guy, drill sergeant I think he was, who was telling them they were to watch the movie that day told them something around the lines of, I don't know why they are giving you guys the right to watch a movie, the Marines in the movie never get to watch one, but orders are orders so you will watch this movie. He then put everyone in formation, ordered them into parade rest, had one guy stand in front of formation and hold the VHS tape in front of him. The drill sergeant then said, the film says that it is 118 minutes long, and so you will stand here and watch the movie for 118 minutes. Then he walked away and left the Marines there all standing and staring at the VHS tape in the hands of the Marine assigned to hold it up for everyone to watch. Early in boot and MCRDSD we were post-shower and at attention for the hygiene inspection, wearing nothing but skivvies and t-shirts. The DI is walking the line checking fingernails and whatnot. When one private's hard-on flops out of his skivvies right as the DI passes him. The DI stops, looks the private in the eye and says private, I don't even like you, much less like you that way. Now put that goddamn thing away before IT goes off. The private in question turned purple with embarrassment and tries to stuff his boner back in his skivvies but is getting flustered as the DI starts yelling at him for being an incompetent private and that if he didn't get it stowed in 3 seconds the private would be taking a 10-minute cold shower. Things like do I have to hose you down like an excited chihuahua? Should I call the vet? Good God, private, is that how you greet your mother at night? Stow your gear, goddammit. Every other private in line was trying not to laugh and the SDI had retreated to his office where we could hear him howling with laughter. The private finally gets his junk stowed and the DI resumes inspection, and you could see he was trying his damnedest not to bust out laughing. No one got much sleep that night. There were too many gigglers in their bunks and too many quiet one-liners. I work at basic training ranges and we had a drill SGT yell at his solider while they were getting ready to go down a buddy live fire exercise. The solider froze and started crying. This 18-YO kid was just in tears for getting yelled at. The DS yelled at him some more and he finally gave up cause this kid wouldn't stop crying. So he made him scoop tears off his face and put them in his pockets till he filled his pockets up with tears. He did this for like an hour. It was hilarious. Not many comments here so I'll add my bit. One recruit left his training guide just lying on his rack. My lead RDC decided this was punishable by making the recruit stand in the middle of our berthing, hold the training guide in the left hand, salute it with the right hand, and then bring it in and gently wisp, I love you training guide. I'm sorry I left you out. I'll never leave you lying around again. That shit was hilarious, especially because we were all put at attention while he did it for about 45 minutes. During FTX, the DS told me to get a trash bag, then go around and collect as many pine cones as I could. For like 3 hours, had a bunch of trash bags. He then took a little walk around, contemplated for a bit, then said that he was mistaken and it looks better with pine cones. He ordered me to redistribute all the pine cones. One guy had a leaf on his ruck after an FTX and got the company smoke for stealing private property from federal lands. Everyone was laughing a bit, even the DS. My favorite basic story featuring Benning, 1988, was during a locker inspection. He most steely-eyed, straight-laced DS we had was going through our stuff looking for contraband. He is asking random questions at the same time, Very professional and serious. Then he asks a guy a few lockers down for me if he has any naked pictures of his girlfriend. Recruit yells, "No, drill sergeant." Drill sergeant looks him dead in the eye and asks, "Do you want to buy some?" A bunch of us started cracking up and had to push. Not a drill sergeant, but going through boot camp I heard some great ones. During the beginning of basic we were monitored while we ate, which included being told when to begin consuming and when to stop. We had this chubby kid who was having a particularly rough time, and you could see he was already close to breaking. So we're told our chow time is up, and we all instantly get up from our seats and form a line next to all at the end of our tables to clear our trays in a trash can at the end. Chubby kid does not join us, but instead chooses to sit and finish his meal. He is completely alone in the middle of the mess hall. A drill instructor comes up to him and immediately begins berating him. Chubby kid looks the drill instructor dead in the eyes while sitting and has a completely insane look behind them. In his hand, he has a butter knife clenched, what I can only describe as a threatening manner, lol. Without missing a beat, the drill instructor yelled at him, "What are you going to do with that tubby? Spread Emmy on your fucking toast." I was going through Air Force basic training. And when on guard duty, if an unauthorized person wanted to be let into the bunks you had to report it to your drill sergeant. Our sister flight's drill sergeant came up while I was on guard and requested entry, so I reported to my sergeant and he had me ask the other a series of questions. This particular sergeant had a bushy mustache, so one question I had to ask was, "In what year was Magnum PI cancelled?" He dropped out of view from the window laughing, came back up and yelled, "It was never cancelled because I am still here." It took everything I had not to crack up.